in college football. Short kick. I don't want to give Gray a chance. That might have hit a Wolfpack player. It did. And the NC State special teams unit covers it up shy of the 25. It's Kendrick Raphael. So here comes Brennan Armstrong, and let's see what kind of ovation or response he gets from this crowd.
It'll be interesting. I mean, he played a lot of good football here, but they wanted him to stay here if he was going to play one more year. He decided to go to NC State. A couple of boos mixed in there.
A smattering of boos starting to drive up the applause. And Armstrong on first down will throw. He's got Trent Penix in the flat across the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 6 on the play. You got to remember, Armstrong was here last season. He was here last November when the shooting happened. He went through those emotions, the grieving, the mourning, with a lot of those guys that he'll see on the other sideline tonight. To the air again and quickly completes. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1. Keon Lesane, the 5th-year senior captain.
And just shy of a 1st down. Two consecutive passes for Brennan Armstrong. So Robert and I really trying to get him settled into this game relatively fast. And that's how he settles in, a couple of completions. And remember, he can pull it down. He is a better than average runner when he decides to tuck the ball and go.
Armstrong is the team's leading rusher. He'll hand it off to Delbert Mims, and it looks like he got enough for the 1st down. The big redshirt junior from Indianapolis, the short yardage back. Andre, a wrinkle to this running game for NC State. Jordan Houston, who came into the season as the top back, he's no longer on the team. This is going to be a redshirt year, and he will likely transfer in the offseason. So you'll see Michael Allen, you'll see Delbert Mims, you'll see the true freshman or the redshirt freshman, Kendrick Raphael, as well. Armstrong keeps here and able to move the chains for the Wolfpack out to the 45. Jonas Sanker, 5th leading tackler in the ACC, with the stop.
And it didn't take Robert and I long to set him free in terms of running the football. Just a designed quarterback draw, and they open up a nice hole. Lyndon Cooper on that left side, the left guard.
Michael Allen is the running back on 1st down. Allen gets the call. Broken tackle and spun down just shy of midfield. And Sanker again. This Virginia defense strong on the defensive line. Not a ton of depth all around, and a little beaten up in the secondary. Lex Long is out again, still in concussion protocol. Antonio Clary, who would have been a starting safety, is out for the season.
Check Michael Diatta in. Add some depth to that Virginia front four.
Allen straight ahead and into Virginia territory. James Jackson, junior from Roanoke, brings him down. 3rd down now.
And Anish, when you live in 3rd down and short, your entire playbook is open for you. So they can call anything here. Run and go for it on 4th down because you're over the or past the 50-yard line. You can run the quarterback, spread everybody out. If they're going zone, you look for an uncovered receiver that you can get to right away. A lot of options in 3rd and short.
3 receivers to the field. There's the pressure. Armstrong gets hit. His receiver fell down. It was Lesane. It's 4th down, and here comes the punt team.
It's only because Lesane slips on his comeback route on the outside. Is Virginia able to get good pressure off the edge? And it came in the form of Chico Bennett Jr., the grad transfer from Georgia Tech.
Now Bennett's coming off a knee injury at the end of camp that required surgery, and he's been a little slow in the early season, still coming back. Caden Noonkester sending this one away. Ethan Davies lets it bounce, and it lands inside the 10-yard line, and that's where Virginia will begin. And let's see who comes out at quarterback for the Cavaliers.
It's been a million-dollar question all week long. Colandrea is taking the snaps with the first team offense during warmups. So in pregame warmups, he was getting the bulk of the work, and that's what we're going to see here.
Anthony Colandrea, the true freshman from St. Pete, Florida. This will be his 3rd consecutive start. He came in the 4th quarter of week 1 in the loss to Tennessee when Tony Muskett, the transfer from Monmouth, went down with a shoulder injury. Kobe Pace, the running back, to start. And Colandrea to the air, ducks away from pressure. And finds an escape route, picking up 4 on the play.
When he pulls it down, he is pulling it down to absolutely run it. I mean, a lot of guys got an injured NC
Injury
State
timeout.
Wolfpack player down, but when Colandrea pulls it down, he is looking to run the football, not looking to keep his eyes down the field, but to run it.
Devin Boykin down for NC State. One of their starting safeties, Jakeem Harris, already out for the season. Pitchers in the ACC, Malachi Fields and Malik Washington, who is firing up the troops pregame.
Pipe it up, pipe it up, pipe it up, pipe it up, pipe it up. Come on, man. Come on, man. I need y'all. I need y'all. I need y'all. Pipe it up. What you got? What you got? What you got? Who's next on me? Who's next on me? 1, 2, 3. Hey! Oh! Hey!
Love it.
That's the graduate transfer from Northwestern as Kobe Pace gets the call, and he gets close to a first down.
You know, Anish, I spoke to Malik Washington this week, and he told me he takes his leadership very seriously. As an older guy, he needs to be a calming presence for his freshman quarterback and have this young guy stay in the element. He's so impressed with the cerebral approach that Colandrea has, and you flush him out of the pocket. He said, this kid can run.
Yes, he can, and we got a glimpse of that the very first play of the game, where he pulls it down and is able to move the chains in a positive way. They get the first down of the ball game here early.
Kobe Pace on the ground. The Virginia run game has not been a factor in their 0-3 start. Colandrea lets it fly downfield and too far for Malachi Fields.
He's one of their deep threats, gets behind coverage and just a step. And if you just drop it in, put a little more air under it, that one's a completion, and a big, big completion.
First downs, Andre, for Virginia will be key to watch. If they get into 2nd and long, 3rd and long, NC State's defensive coordinator, Tony Gibson, will dial up pressure from anywhere and everywhere.
I'm surprised we haven't seen the pressure already.
Here's Pace and the Clemson transfer. Scavenging for a few extra yards, picks up 5 on the play. All right, 3rd and 5 now. If you're Tony Gibson, can you bring a little heat here?
Well, I'm going to bring some heat, and if I'm Virginia, I'll let them bring the heat, try to flush it outside, and then run the quarterback. So I'm going to use Colandrea's legs here to pick up the first down.
Cecil Powell, the redshirt junior, came in for the injury to Devin Boykin.
Man, they're showing straight up cover one, just man across the board with a safety in the middle of the field.
And that's Powell. Here's the blitz. Colandrea stands in, completes on the quick slant. It's J.R. Wilson, and he's got enough for a first down. Wilson, one of the players Virginia looking to help Washington and Fields.
They're trying to get him the ball a little bit more, but a nice route on the tunnel screen by Wilson to just get to the depth, so he made sure he had the first down.
Now a little tempo and a strong run by Mike Hollins, a comeback player of the year candidate. Remember, he was the one player who was shot in the back during the November shootings last year, survived, and in the home opener this season, an emotional moment when he scored not 1 but 2 rushing touchdowns.
I love this pace in which Virginia's playing with right now. Right to the line of scrimmage, they are attacking.
And attack mode again, right up the gut, and a first down.
Doing a nice job of mixing play calling up with runs and passes. Des Kitchings, the offensive coordinator, keeping this NC State team off balance.
Now, we mentioned Robert and I having spent time at Virginia with Bronco Mendenhall. Des Kitchings spent some time on Dave Doran's staff. In fact, 8 years at NC State and was the co-offensive coordinator in 2019. Now the OC at Virginia. Colandrea fakes the reverse, throws downfield for the tight end, Sackett Wood, who hauls it in close to the 30-yard line of NC State.
That's a heck of a play. A heck of a play call by Kitchings, the offensive coordinator. Going to fake it and then fake the end around. It gives him some time from the defensive end. It also catches the corner to that side, looking back in and thinking that he had a play off because he was the farthest player away from the ball. Can't ever go to sleep in this game.
Just the second catch by a Virginia tight end this season. Colandrea under pressure, gets away to the sideline and off the hands of Washington.
Man, I like the playmaking ability of Anthony Colandrea. The guy is just, I mean, he is playing free and just letting it and just cutting it loose.
For 3 quarters last week, he was slinging it around against Maryland.
Just about perfect, wasn't he?
And then the 4th quarter came and he threw 3 picks and fumbled it away.
Heck of a drive that he's putting together right here. The first drive of the ball game for Virginia, they've gone right down the field. Yeah, a little false start on the right tackle.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And that's
Ghana,
a Houston transfer.
Nana from the University of Houston.
Well, the tackles tonight will be stressed. NC State wants to bring a lot of pressure off those edges. Three-man rush. Colandrea has time. Throws downfield. Wilson's open, but could not hold on.
What a play by Colandrea of just buying time. He was looking inside at Malik Washington, who slips down. And then he was forced to scramble a little bit, but the eyes are still right back down the field. He finds the big receiver, JR Wilson, and he just can't hold on to it. I mean, that's one in a game. If you're coming to win tonight, those are one that's a pass that you've got to have.
A sophomore from Brooklyn. 12th play of the drive upcoming.
Another false start. So now 2 penalties after a great drive have taken him out of basically out of field goal range.
False start. Offense, the center. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Virginia made a change at center and right guard last week. Brian Stevens, who had started the first 2 games at right guard, traded places with Ty Furnish, who had started the first 2 at center. So Stevens at center and Furnish at right guard now for the 2nd straight game.
Looking to get back to the original line of scrimmage just so you can attempt a field goal.
Wolfpack drop 8. Colandrea. Chased by Peyton Wilson, who brings him down. That's the ACC's leading tackler. It is 4th down, and the punt team comes on. Missed opportunity for UVA.
Yeah, when he gets you in his sights, he doesn't miss much. You're talking about a guy that can play sideline to sideline. He is a tackling machine. And when he zeroes in on you, forget about it. He usually tackles exactly what he's after.
He's battled some injuries in his career. Led the ACC in tackles back in 2020 as well. Daniel Sparks to punt it away. Already the 20th punt of the young season. And a fair catch is made by Jalen Coit. 6.5 to go. Opening quarter. Brennan Armstrong and NC State get another try. Oh, they've had some great quarterbacks come through Raleigh. Roman Gabriel in the late 50s, early 60s. Phillip Rivers, Russell Wilson, Jacoby Brissett. Mike Glennon played in the NFL. Yeah. Devin Leary was solid the last few years before transferring to Kentucky. And now Brennan Armstrong, grad transfer from Virginia. And there is Robert Anai, who oversaw some of the most prolific offenses in Virginia history while he was here.
Got a free play here.
Armstrong launches. And too far, intended for Lassane.
Like someone off the edge of both edges of Virginia's defense, they jump, which gave Brennan Armstrong the free play.
Offside, defense number 82. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know what you do here? Go right back and throw another deep one. Have 5 free yards on first down and an extra down. You go back and you try to threaten down the field once again.
Instead, quarterback run. You see why Dave Doran describes Brennan Armstrong as a linebacker playing quarterback.
Cam Robinson with a tackle, but things open up. I think it was a design quarterback draw, and this is all Armstrong. It broke down, and he's able to make one guy miss, break a tackle, and find the first down marker to move the chains. Just an underrated runner when he pulls it down.
Back to the air. Another shot for Lassane. It's too far. NC State without its best offensive lineman, starting center Dylan McMahon. He's out with a lower leg injury, so it's Lyndon Cooper getting the start at center. Anthony Carter starts at left guard. Cooper came in for an injured McMahon last week in the win against VMI, and his head coach said he was our player of the game on offense.
Making all the calls up front along the offensive line with McMahon out.
Armstrong downfield off the hands of Terrell Timmons. We know what Virginia has in their 1-2 punch of Washington and Fields. The receiver position for NC State. There have been catches by a lot of different players, 9, 10 in each of these first 3 games. Yeah. Nobody really has been a standout so far in that group.
Well, 10 different receivers caught passes last week, and that's part of Robert Anai's, recipe and for success, is that he spreads the ball around. He doesn't really want a number 1 or a number 2 receiver. He wants a bunch of different guys so that the defense can't recognize who they're working or trying to get the ball to.
There's the hit that Timmons took from Sanker and was slow to get up.
Sanker will hit you from a small high school, but he plays big. 6'1", 210-pound safety. He can lower the boom when he gets there. Big third down here early for NC State.
Out of an empty set, pressure from over the middle, throw, incomplete for the true freshman Concepcion. James Jackson on the Mike Blitz.
Oh, they're talking so much about Tony Gibson bringing the heat. Well, guess what? John Rosinsky, the defensive coordinator for Virginia. Hey, we're going to dial up some pressure as well. Put James Jackson in the A-gap. It splits, the protection splits. Nobody accounts for him, and he's right in the face of his former teammate Armstrong right away.
Caden Noonkester from Marvin Ridge High School in Waxhaw, North Carolina. That's a major league punt. Davies has trouble with it, able to cover it up. Special teams has been adventurous, to say the least, for Virginia. They allowed a blocked punt for a touchdown against James Madison, gave up a kick return for a TD last week, and almost gave that one away to the Wolfpack.
Yeah, you're looking at 2 of the best in terms of in the ACC. Malachi Fields and Malik Washington, guys that have combined for 37 catches, nearly 500 yards. 69% of the receptions come from these two. They are very, very productive. Looking to get them started here tonight.
First down, there's Hollins, found a cutback lane, and then ran into the talented redshirt sophomore, Caden Ford. He's starting to see more playing time, and for good reason.
Yeah, he is a very aggressive player on the outside, that outside linebacker spot. He's just continued to just get better and better, and as you mentioned, just climbing the depth chart, finding more and more playing time.
Two tight ends in the game. Quick out. That's Washington. Slips a tackle. And then spun down near the 40-yard line by Bishop Fitzgerald. 29 straight games with a catch dating back to his Northwestern days now.
Third in the ACC in receiving yards, and you see why. He can run. He runs excellent routes.
And that is a sight for sore eyes. A gain of 6 on first down on the ground. Entering the game, Virginia was averaging less than a yard per carry rushing on first down. Back to the ground and back to Mike Hollins. It'll bring up a 3rd and short close to midfield.
Well, they're working at an exhausting pace. By the time you make 1 point, they're right back on the ball and snapping it. And you can only do that if you're having success.
What can that do for a young quarterback?
It takes the thinking out of it for you. You're just playing football now. It's calling plays, running them, attacking the defense. Gives you a lot of confidence.
Mish and Wood, the wingbacks.
Showing blitz.
NC State loads up the box. Virginia runs it straight up the middle. This will be close. Might be a little shy. Fourth down indeed, and Virginia looks like they're going for it.
50-yard line, little quarterback draw here if you go under.
Cavaliers 1 for 3 on 4th down this season. Hollins, the running back.
I wouldn't mess with taking the ball back and, you know, any of the ball handling stuff. I may just get under and just get some push, pick up the first down, and move the chains here. But shotgun.
They give to Hollins. Hit in the backfield. He won't get there. Savion Jackson and Peyton Wilson blew up the play. Sometimes it's
I can't stand
as
it.
simple as you need a half yard, right?
This is why I can't stand the shotgun in short yardage situation, because you allow for penetration. Exactly what NC State was able to get up front. Jackson, Clark, Van, all these big guys up front. They know, hey, he's in the backfield coming downhill. Let's get off our blocks, hold the point of attack, and then make the tackle when he comes to us. And it's exactly why you run quarterback sneak and get pushed. If a guy leans to one side or the other on your center, you go the opposite way. You pick up the first and the ball's still yours.
Now NC State going quickly. Here's Delbert Mims. Short pickup on first down for Mims.
And in today's game, you rarely get much work from under center. It's almost a foreign thing for quarterbacks to go under and take a snap. They're in the gun so much these days.
You live in Texas. Used to be everybody took a snap under center. Now nobody does.
I never took one gun snap my entire college career. It seems crazy. As much as we threw it around, I was always under. And the reason why I liked it, or liked being under, is when you're reading coverages and you're dropping, you see the shifts and the movements of the secondary, so you know what the defense is giving you while you're dropping back. If you're in the shotgun, you got to look down to make sure you're securing the snap. That movement happens, and then all of a sudden they're in and out of cover two before you can realize. And you're throwing blindly into a place that was once a different coverage.
Armstrong is in the shotgun. 2 for 6 through the air, make it 3 for 7. And that is KC Concepcion, team leading 17th reception of the season.
Nice job with the footwork and then just getting the ball out. Catch and throw. And he is as accurate as anyone in the country. 84% last week against VMI. That's doing it at a high clip.
Concepcion, a true freshman. Armstrong throws on the run. Porter Rooks, fourth-year junior from Charlotte, his 9th catch of the season. Another first down for NC State.
And Anish, that's a lefty rolling to his right, squaring his shoulders and throwing a dart.
Scale of 1 to 10, what's the degree of difficulty on the throw?
It's difficult. It's difficult. He made it look easy.
Double tight ends now. Mims, the power back. Armstrong to the air. Open receiver, and it's brought in by Terrell Timmons. And now Brennan Armstrong finding a groove. He's completed 3 straight.
Good to see Timmons back in the game. That's shaken up from that hit by Sanker early, but sitting in the pocket, he can show you he can move and throw the football with accuracy. He can sit in the pocket and throw it with accuracy. He's proven that you know, that 84% completion percentage last week was not by accident.
Armstrong has 5 completions to 5 different receivers. Lobs it up for Rosner. He got tied up with Jackson.
No flag.
And no flag.
Rhythm here. He came out excited, which we kind of expected, and we got to settle him down. They did some good things. This guy's done a few things on defense, so we'll adjust. It's a game of adjustments.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Armstrong to the end zone for KC Concepcion, the true freshman from Charlotte. The first touchdown of the game, and that's got to be a memorable moment for Brennan Armstrong. He does it in that south end zone, or that north end zone, where you see the numbers 1, 15, and 41. Those were his 3 teammates.
And this is some throw. Just as KC Concepcion is coming open, the ball's in the air, and so there's really not a whole lot of adjusting. They fake the tunnel screen, and boy, what a throw by Armstrong in the back of the end zone. I'm feeling pretty good, Anish. KC's got to feel pretty good raking in that first one for his career.
First career touchdown. He has emerged as a true freshman as the top wide receiver here through 4 games for NC State. And again, that south end zone for Virginia. You saw the numbers 115 and 41 emblazoned in the end zone. That's for Lavelle Davis, Devin Chandler, and Deshaun Perry, the 3 Virginia players, former teammates of Brennan Armstrong, who were shot and killed last November. But for Armstrong, so much of the chatter coming into this week, the return and coming home, and Dave Doran said he and Armstrong had many conversations about that. And he tried to get him, hey, just focus on the next play. Yep. Focus on executing. Focus on doing what it takes to win the game for the team that you're on.
Yeah, sometimes it takes taking your mind out of the stands and beyond and just scaling it down to between the white lines. That's your job for the night, and directing and leading this team. And you know, with all the experience and playing time he's had, at some point you knew he was going to settle back in and become the Brennan Armstrong that we know.
It is a Sábado Gigante tomorrow. I should say mañana. 2 of the top games kick off your week 4 of college football on ABC. Number 4 Florida State in Death Valley to take on Clemson.
Yeah.
Florida State is hoping to go in like Michael Scott. Oh, how the turntables. Because you know what? Clemson's won 7 straight against Florida State. And then, yes, Coach Prime, 19th ranked Colorado in Eugene against Bo Nix. And number 10, Oregon, 68 new scholarship players for Colorado. They face an Oregon offense that is humming right now, almost 60 points a game.
I gotta hurry up and get down to Jacksonville so I can make sure I'm relaxed and take in all of both games.
I get a bucket of buttery popcorn too.
No doubt.
There's Kobe Pace, the Clemson transfer, for a pickup of 2.
We saw Devin Boykin leave the game earlier in the first quarter. Reports are a lower body injury is questionable to return. And keep in mind, Anish and Andre, Jakeem Harris, first game against UConn, one of the other starting safeties. Now that's 2 starting safeties. He was nicked up in that game, so they're a little thin in that spot now.
Yeah, Sean Brown was starting at safety with Harris out.
So Powell has been in and had some time.
This is Pace, and a first down run for Kobe Pace, who's had touchdown receptions in back-to-back games.
Yeah, they go left tackle blitz, and the perfect play call, the run away from the blitzers onto the other side, the right side of the offensive line, the left side of the defense. NC State doesn't touch anyone, and it leads to a big first down. They've got to find a way to figure out how to get points at the end of drives. They've had two pretty good drives going, penalties and then a drop, and then they
Colandrea for Washington down the sideline.
Was saying a failed fourth down stop on the last drive killed the drive, but they come right back with a little out and up by Malik Washington. I'll tell you what, Colandrea does not play like a freshman. You watch him on film, he's electric. You get him in the game, he doesn't know what he doesn't know. And that can be a good thing sometimes, because you don't take the playmaking ability out of a youngster like Colandrea.
And he is fearless. He will take shots downfield. That has been part of his DNA here in this early season.
He has got there. He's got a slant to the top that's wide open.
Back to the air, looking for 6. Incomplete. Shaheem Battle in coverage. No flag. Malachi Fields the target.
The first career interception against Virginia 2 seasons ago as a freshman did Shaheem Battle. So they're trying to go back at him. Tell you what, if they'd have given a move to the outside and come back in, everybody was in the box. No safeties high here for Tony Gibson's defense. And so everybody's down closer to the box. Anything with a double move out and up or back to the middle of the field is going to be there.
Colandrea moves the pocket. Pressure coming. Throws incomplete. In the backfield that time for NC State. Peyton Wilson.
Guess who? The tackling machine named Peyton Wilson. A good blitzer, good run stopper, and a guy that can play sideline to sideline. Colandrea doesn't want to be in his sights much tonight at all.
3rd down and 10, and Tony Gibson, he'll dial up pressure on any down 3rd and 10. That is a formal invitation.
They also use Wilson as a spy on the quarterback, so he's right in the middle of the field spying Anthony Colandrea.
And here's the blitz. Pocket holds. Deep shot. Flag down, intended for Washington. Robert Kennedy in coverage. So you got NC State with 2 elite corners in Battle and White, but when Kennedy, the nickelback, has been on Washington, they've now taken a chance twice on this drive.
Yeah, Battle plays at a very high level. And they keep going to that side, but it was Kennedy then that they were targeting.
Defense number 15. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That inside slot fade, and that gives a guy like Washington a lot of room in which to make a move. The ball was excellently thrown by Colandrea. And they're going to get a free first down here, and it is down about the 7-yard line or so.
1st and goal.
Now this is when you can put some pressure on them. Put Colandrea in maybe a play fake and attacking the edge of the defense, where he can run or throw.
2 tight ends in the game. Wilson, the motion man, high snap. Colandrea looking for Fields, too high. Fields ran into Battle, no flag, 2nd down and goal.
I don't know if that's, I may have thrown a late hit flag. Defenseless player, and he just hits him, and the ball is clearly through the back of the end zone. I mean, just late on Fields, a big target down in the red zone. He's not even looking for the ball, and he gets contact.
It was almost like they ran into each other.
Yeah. But it could have been avoided.
The give to Pace. And he is devoured by a riptide of white and red. Sean Brown leading the wave.
Just not much there. It's NC State's penetration. Guys like Peyton Wilson and those defensive linemen up front holding the point of attack, freeing up linebackers and secondary players. And so it's just tough when that happens. That's why I would boot Colandrea out. Run one way or underneath, and then have him boot with the tight end coming with it.
3rd and goal after a loss of a yard. Colandrea steps up into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
This kid's something else. That's the 7th touchdown in 10 red zone trips this year for Virginia. Excellent job with the legs and the eyes by Colandrea. He is going to make the defense come to him. Once he threatens to run, Wilson has to come up. It leaves a hole in the secondary where Malik Wilson able to find it and sit down.
The extra point is good by Will Bettridge. So that drive featured a penalty on a Kennedy. We had a touchdown by Washington on the grounds of Jefferson.
Out for the team twice, both times being cut before graduating in 2011. Gaynor then served our nation as a Marine, flying Cobra attack helicopters for a decade. He then decided to return to Charlottesville as a graduate student in the business school on the GI Bill, all while being married with 2 children. And it was always in the back of his mind to make another run at kicking. And the dream, gentlemen, was still alive. And that dream became a reality when he was granted a waiver prior to this season to play. He told me, it's all too fitting putting on this UVA jersey, the team he always rooted for, to have his wife Marie, who he met at UVA, by his side, his 3-year-old daughter Savannah, and 10-month-old son Noah. Special, special, special.
Yeah, I agree. And Clark, what kind of helicopter was that he was standing by? That thing looked pretty mean.
Cobra attack helicopter, Trey.
Looked like he could get the job done, that's for sure.
You know, Andre, you guys always rag on kickers. Nobody's ragging on that.
I never rag on kickers. I used to be a kicker. I kicked in high school. So I appreciate exactly what they bring to the game. I just wouldn't put the game in their hands at the end and try to set up for a field goal attempt.
Brent Armstrong to the sideline. Incomplete for Dakari Collins.
That's from a momentum standpoint. 3rd down here, 3rd and medium. You're looking to get off the field if you're Virginia and keep some field position here and maybe unleash your young quarterback again, try to go down and get the lead in this game. Maybe some pressure right here, Anish.
Well, Virginia has 7 on the line of scrimmage.
NC State can only block with 6.
Almost intercepted. Jonas Sanker had a beat on it. Intended for Collins. And NC State 3 and out.
Well, Jonas Sanker's showing you all of his game tonight. Had a big hit on the sideline on Timmons. And then there, showing you the pass coverage ability. So he's proven he'll hit. And then there, he can cover. This job defensively by Virginia, getting themselves off the field. Have some decent field position here with any type of return.
Noonkester, a good kick. Davies watches it bounce. It rolls inside the 10, and that's a mistake by the return man.
You got to feel that. It's a difference in field position and when, you know, certain plays you can and can't run when you're backed up.
A 67-yard punt to flip the field.
This is where Ethan Davies has got to fair catch this ball. It would save 12 yards of field position. On the 18, the ball's going to bounce. It's going to go all the way down to about the 6-yard line. You've got to catch that. You got to make the fair catch because it totally opens up the playbook when you're on a certain part of the field as opposed to where they're lining up right now.
And you've got a true freshman quarterback who's been a little turnover prone. And not much going on first down. No gain on the play. It's Kobe Pace.
And the last thing you want when you have a turnover-prone youngster is to have him backed up inside his 10-yard line, because any turnover here is going to lead to immediate points.
Colandrea tonight, 5 of 11, 99 yards. And the touchdown pass to Malik Washington. Third straight start for the true freshman, who Virginia flipped from Middle Tennessee State. And some needed breathing room out to about the 13-yard line. Sean Brown bringing down Kobe Pace.
Pace finds his way to the end zone. Only Colorado's Dylan Edwards has scored more touchdowns as a running back than Kobe Pace.
Cedartown High School in Georgia, which is where Nick Chubb also played his high school ball. Those two have worked out together. On third down, back to the ground and into the embrace of Peyton Wilson. Not much for Hollins.
And that goes all the way back to the punt return, because if you're starting where they are right now, it's a little different play call. It's protecting a young player, which is why they ran the football here. Veteran quarterback, you're throwing it on third down and short to medium, about 4 yards or so.
And now you give NC State a chance at a short field, and the Wolfpack with 2 return men waiting at the 40 in Julian Gray and Jalen Coit.
Excellent point.
And Virginia, remember, had a punt blocked against James Madison at home a couple of weeks ago. This is Coit. Fair catch called for and made at the 42-yard line. Tied at 7, 9:01 to go. First half. It's the ACC opener for NC State and Virginia. This past Wednesday, Perry, who wore number 41 at Virginia, it would have been his birthday. And when we talked to Tony Elliott, Virginia's head coach, he mentioned the grieving and the mourning process. It's not a linear process, and as you try to process and make your way through.
Illegal snap by number 56 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
As you try to make your way through the grief and figure out what's what and refine your purpose, there's certain days like Wednesday, you're reminded of a young man who should have been celebrating his birthday. Instead, it was commemorated by his team because he wasn't there.
Not just him, not just the family, but family and friends, anyone that knew the young man was obviously affected.
As Rosner gets a pickup with 8 on the play. And the other thing Tony Elliott said, not to equate what happens on the field with what happened off the field, but just winning a football game. As you see, Mike Hollins, he was really a walking miracle. He went back to the bus where his 3 teammates were shot to try to go help. He was shot in the back. He was lucky enough to find a pre-med student. She helped him stay calm until an ambulance came. He was in the hospital fighting for his life, and then a return to the team in the spring, took part in spring ball, and in one of the more poignant moments of the early season on this field in that second game, that first home game since the shooting, he scores a touchdown. But for Tony Elliott, he said, if we can win a game, this community's been so much, it's just a little bit of a moral victory, a tangible victory for a community that's felt just so much loss in so many ways. Does it replace what happened? No. But you're searching.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough for everybody involved, all of them, obviously teammates, everybody in the program was affected, and it's just tough to bounce back from. So you're hoping to just find a way to win a football game and try to get back to something normal.
Off play action, Armstrong steps up. A look to run and hurdles inside the 40-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the play. Fearless in the run game.
Oh my goodness. I mean, he'll go to the sideline, and Doran will tell him, hey, we know you're tough, but don't jump, because that, that all of a sudden that spells an injury, or it's an injury waiting to happen when you expose yourself like Brennan Armstrong did on that last play.
Armstrong, the leading rusher on the season and tonight. And that's Michael Allen, sophomore from Greenville, North Carolina. He's got some pretty good speed, able to move the chains.
Gerard coming up, chopping him down, the safety.
The last line of defense, and they've had their hands on a couple of these backs. Allen in the backfield, just can't get him down.
Throw for Rosner, and he's able to bring it in. Bradley Rosner is a 26-year-old, 8th-year senior who's been through 2 ACL injuries, a broken wrist, a COVID year. Began his career in the junior college ranks, then went to Rice, and now finishing up with the Wolfpack.
Played for the Crispies. Who beat my Cougars a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they did. Allen chased, fires it downfield. Is that a pick? No.
That ball hung in the air a long time and gave Dre Walker a chance, the true freshman, a chance to make a play on it.
So you got 3rd down and short. Andre, I know you hate this. Here you go.
Shotgun.
Shotgun.
Penetration. Experience right here.
Yep. Now they go under center, and they pick up the first.
That's how it's supposed to be done right there, my friend. Get everybody thinking shotgun. You keep them in coverage, because if you go under right away, then everybody's going to crowd up. I purposely wouldn't care, because I'm going to show you what I'm doing. You got to stop me no matter what. But I'm going under center and quarterback sneak. But it's brilliant there to give the look of the shotgun, then go under where you keep everybody spread out, and it's a little bit easier to execute.
Lassane, the motion man. Screen pass. Julian Gray. A flag comes in.
I think they're going to get Matt McCabe for releasing down the field. So it may be an ineligible player down the field. A couple of offensive linemen left a little bit early before the ball was thrown. They were trying to set up that quick screen.
Holding.
Nope.
Offense number 11. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Get Juice Vereen, the true freshman wide receiver, hold.
They've got some young, intriguing playmakers. Casey, Concepcion, and then Vereen and Raphael, I guess, are part of the Sunshine Band.
I mean, just about most of these skill position players, with the exception of Armstrong, will be back next year. So Dave Doran, if he reloads at quarterback, he has got a lot to look forward to. And at quarterback, MJ Morris, Ethan Rhodes, 2 guys that have played this year, have some experience.
They got the ball spotted now in the right spot. First down and 13. Four-man rush. Armstrong downfield, intercepted. Picked off by Micah Gaffney.
There is a downside, Anish, to Brennan Armstrong, is that he will do that. Throw picks, and it's usually against zone where he's got to read things out. Virginia with a big turnover and interception. Micah Gaffney.
Sunday started 10 a.m. Eastern. A lot of injuries to sort through this weekend. Trayvon Diggs done for the year for Dallas. Ravens down 7 starters against the Colts. Colts down their starting quarterback Anthony Richardson. Panthers down their starting quarterback Bryce Young. He and Richardson both rookies.
Yeah, I just think in that whole NFL injuries early in the season, that's going to continue to happen until guys start playing in the preseason, where you get your body ramped up. You can't go from 0 to 100 to the speed of a regular season game without those injuries happening. Watch how that continues to happen unless the league regulates somehow where they have to play in the preseason. And if you eliminate the joint practices, you get them playing in the preseason again. That's just my idea.
And you're down to 3 preseason games as well. Hollins out of the backfield, upended. It's Shaheem Battle from his cornerback position.
2 7s meeting in the middle of the night, like 2 trains. What a tackle by Shaheem Battle. You have called his name a few times here early in the first half.
2 7s turned into craps for Virginia.
Somehow managed to get snake eyes, huh?
We do not go to Vegas this year on Friday night. On 3rd and 14, NC State drops 8. Colandrea steps up.
Oh, what a move.
Oh, right trigger, left trigger, but he's going to be shy of the first down marker, using the joystick for a gain of 11.
If I'm the defender he shook the first time, I'm trying, and that's Peyton Wilson, a pretty good one. He gave him an outside look and spun him completely around and almost lost the second defender, Jalen Scott. He loses him, he's going to pick up that first down with that run. They have something in Anthony Colandrea.
You heard a very audible ooh from the crowd.
They like the youngster.
Jalen Coit came into the game averaging almost 16 yards a punt return. Does not get a chance here. 38-yard kick. No return. 3:04 to go first half. Time to check in with Matt Barry in the studio.
Gentlemen, good evening. Fun ACC game for you. Coming up on the Boost Infinite halftime report, Florida State and Clemson, the deciding factor there. Plus, what underdog has more to prove at a marquee college football Saturday. And we're mulling it over. And Alabama's biggest problem might not be the one you think. And Mullen Samatu join me coming up on the Boost Infinite's halftime report.
Well, we can't wait.
No.
Does Ole Miss take down Bama?
No. Milroe's going to play the game of his life.
Kendrick Raphael. Nice run. He had some extensive action against VMI last week. 16 carries, 85 yards. Redshirt freshman from Naples, Florida. And with Jordan Houston now no longer on the team, redshirting and in all likelihood set to enter the transfer portal, you're going to see a lot more of Raphael the rest of the way.
Raphael, true freshman. Vereen, true freshman. Concepcion caught the touchdown pass. True freshman with a lot of young talent.
Armstrong sandwiched for a loss.
What a nice job by Cam Butler, who is waiting on the quarterback draw. And this is a designed quarterback draw. Let the rush set itself. And I mean, there were a bunch of blue jerseys waiting for Brennan Armstrong to bring up second down and long here.
Under 2 minutes, and now the clock does stop on a first down. And Raphael tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Cam Robinson making the play. Third down and long for NC State.
Now, they described him as super athletic. You read the keys, and then all of a sudden, as a linebacker, things open up. You find yourself one-on-one in the hole. Now it's your job to get the back down, and he was able to do that as just a true freshman in on their speed package.
Virginia electing not to use a timeout. Cavaliers do get the ball to begin the third quarter, and now NC State moved.
Big Anthony Belton, the left tackle, starts early.
Timeout, North Carolina State. First of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
And he's gonna get away with the false start because of the timeout. Big Escalade is his nickname.
Now you think about the offensive linemen Dave Dorn's teams have produced the last few years.
Yeah.
If you watched Monday Night Football, Panthers Saints, on the left side of the Carolina offensive line, Ike Ekwonu, first-round pick 2 years ago, started at left tackle. Chandler Zavala, a rookie fourth-round pick, started next to him at left guard.
Wow.
Now a quick word from Duluth Trading Company.
At a tailgate full of obnoxious, adorable fans rooting for the other team, even the score by making them jealous. Show them your Max Flex Duluth free swinging flannel. Works every time. Back to you.
Flannel looks good, Marty. Third down, 14 to go. Virginia brings pressure. Armstrong hit. Downfield. Complete. Inside the 30, Concepcion.
I never saw the completion, but I saw Brennan Armstrong take one from Uwe right in his face. And that's staring it down and still throwing accurately outside the Concepcion, the true freshman. What a job by Brennan Armstrong of standing tall in the pocket and then delivering an absolute strike.
Jacarius Peak comes in as another blocker wearing 46. Armstrong takes a shot, wants 6, end zone. Incomplete for Julian Gray. 49 seconds, 48 seconds to go. Wolfpack with 2 timeouts.
Gray may have jumped a little bit too early. He just left his feet a little bit, little hitch and go, stutter and go. And he jumps just a tad early. If he times it a little bit better, he may have his chest all over that, wrapping it up with his arms for a touchdown.
Trey Walker got the arm in there at the last second. Armstrong a strike to Concepcion. Will momentarily stop the clock. First down inside 2 minutes. A gain of 14.
It's fun watching him play. My goodness, what a talented young player. Senior year. He had the Shrine Bowl of the Carolina, 65 receptions his senior year, almost 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. AC Concepcion, he is going to be some player for this NC State team for the next few years.
That's his 4th catch of the night. He's got 20 catches on the season, and including tonight, no other Wolfpack player has more than 9.
He came in. We're talking about just how talented he was. Great after the catch. He can make you miss. He's always looking to get to the end zone, and you want receivers with traits like that. And when they catch it, they're not looking to go down or avoid contact. They're looking to house the thing.
Mims is the running back. He goes out for a pass. Armstrong will run. All the way down to the 2-yard line, a gain of 13. That'll momentarily stop the clock again.
Another player down for Virginia, but this was a pass that Brennan Armstrong saw the coverage kind of split and the pass rush. And with his ability to run, he saw an opportunity and almost got that baby into the end zone.
They'll spot it at the 1 officially. 1st and goal. 38 seconds to go. There's an injured Virginia player down on the field.
They've been struggling on first downs. Both teams, really. And NC State tonight, 5.4 yards per rush. When they came in, they were having some problems in that area, especially with shuffling the offensive line around.
The injured Cavalier is Cam Butler.
We sure hope he's okay. He means so much to this Virginia defense. 2,800 snaps. I'll repeat that. 2,800 collegiate snaps in his career. That is a lot of football by that young man, and hopefully he's going to be okay, and we'll see him back in this game at some point.
Spent 4 years at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. This is his 5th year as a starter. His 47th straight start between Miami and Virginia tonight. Now from the 1-yard line. On the ground, hammerhead, Delbert Mims, touchdown Wolfpack.
When you have a line that averages 6'4", 317, you're going to get some push, and they've been able to get it from the left side, Belton and Cooper, all night long. Excuse me, Cooper going to center along with Anthony Carter Jr. at left guard, and they're getting some tremendous push down along the goal line, just clearing things out. And all you want is one-on-one in the hole. They got it, obviously, with the running back and Cam Robinson, the linebacker for Virginia.
Somebody had a tennis ball on the field. Brayden Narveson has made every extra point in his collegiate career. Grad transfer from Western Kentucky. And he gives NC State a 7-point lead. 2 weeks in a row, we've got a Monday Night Football doubleheader. Jalen Hurts is 19-1 in his last 20 regular season starts. Eagles against the Bucks, who are 2-0. Baker Mayfield looks reborn here.
I tell you what, Dan Orlovsky did a breakdown of Baker Mayfield, and I don't know if you saw it or not, but I tell you what, it was one heck of a breakdown. Baker's playing out of his mind right now. He is anticipating throws. He is throwing before receivers come out of breaks, and you've got to put a lot of off-season work into that. I thought that was a beautiful piece the other night that Dan Orlovsky did.
It looked like Baker, last year at least, his future as a starting quarterback in this league looked very much in doubt. The second game of that Monday night doubleheader, Rams and Bengals. Puka Nacua for the Rams, 25 receptions in his first 2 NFL games. That is a record for a rookie in his first 2 games.
How many people drafted Puka Nacua?
0?
Probably 0, but I bet you he's on every fantasy, every roster in every league right now.
Washington brings it out close to the 25. This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, All-State will make a contribution to the university's general scholarship fund. Thank you, All-State.
Yeah, echo those sentiments. If you have an experienced quarterback here, you're trying to at least get the field goal range, because you have, you got a kicker that can make one. You're trying to get there because the quarterbacks, when you have a freshman, you're going into the locker room and talk about things. You're not going to make a mistake down here and give NC State another opportunity to score.
Virginia will get the ball to begin the 3rd quarter. Cavaliers 0-3, down 7 at the half. First half stats brought to you by Cintas. NC State leading on the scoreboard. Their win probability right now sits at 79%. Dave Doran preached balance. They got a pretty good amount of run and pass. Brennan Armstrong, a couple of shaky series, but overall solid in his return to Charlottesville.
Personally responsible for a lot of that, because he's obviously, you look at the passing numbers, he's responsible for a big chunk of the rushing numbers as well. Running him quarterback draws and designed quarterback runs to keep him firmly entrenched in this game. But don't blink, because the youngster from Virginia, Anthony Colandrea, he can flat out play.
A true freshman making his 3rd straight start. There's pressure on first down. Colandrea in an ambush. Got rid of it. Paul Carcaterra.
Well, Anish, I just caught up with Tony Elliott, head coach at Virginia, and I asked him about Anthony Colandrea. He smiled and said he's a quarterback who could make plays out of the pocket. So he has the green light to use his feet when things break down. And I asked Dave Doran, how do you defend him? He said it's critical to keep him in the pocket. So a true freshman with a ton of moxie has the Cavaliers believing.
In his first home start, his first career start, he set a freshman single game record for pass yards and passing touchdowns. And here he finds Washington for a pickup of 5. 4th catch for Malik Washington.
Needed to get something there on second down, something positive to keep Anthony Colandrea out of 3rd and long type situation. So you get to 3rd and medium with 3rd and 5 right back on schedule. And so now you can call something to where he's got a nice run pass option. A little bunch working to the right of him. And you get a flat flag drag or flat curl drag.
Washington lined up in the slot. Wolfpack bring pressure back to Washington on the quick hitter. And a first down, Virginia. It was unclear at the start of the game if Colandrea or Tony Muskett would start. Muskett dealing with a left shoulder injury, and Colandrea able to move the chains.
When they go man to man, NC State maybe with the idea of bringing some pressure, but the quick out and the route wins for Colandrea. And he was, the timing of the throw, perfect.
On the ground to Hollins, looking for the edge. And he might have lost a half yard. 2nd down. Coming into the game, Virginia averaged less than a yard on the ground on first down.
And Peyton Wilson continuing to reestablish the line of scrimmage. He's the guy at the bottom of the pile, and he gets by left tackle Mikhail Boley to essentially make the tackle or make the play. And we're talking about a guy that can just make plays all over the field. Peyton Wilson is that young man.
Look at Virginia's rushing struggles. Almost a third of their runs this season, 0 or negative yards. Colandrea standing tall and threads it to Malachi Fields, who came into the game leading the ACC in receptions. That's his first catch.
He played his high school football about 4 miles from this stadium, so a guy that's very familiar with things on campus here.
Colandrea on the move, run out of bounds by Wilson. A pickup of none.
You see who's chasing Colandrea. That's Wilson. And Andre, you're hyping him up. Peyton was measured running 23.7 miles per hour on the GPS tracker in the Notre Dame game. That's the fastest on record for a Wolfpack player in a game. He's not a wide receiver. He's not a D-back. He's a linebacker. He's 6'4", 240, and absolutely flies. He told me he came to NC State running about a 4.7. Now he's at a 4.4.
He is developed within the program, and we're going to watch that young man play on Sundays, Anish.
Non-stop motor. This is Paris Jones. And he picks up 5, his first carry of the night. He came into the game as Virginia's leading rusher.
And again, unraveling himself from the bottom of the pile, Peyton Wilson. Just a tackling machine. Came in with 33 tackles. He was leading this team in that department, and a handful of others since the start of this game. But just fun to watch him play football.
He's got radar, maybe sonar.
He locks in, baby. There's no doubt about it.
3rd down here, this NC State defense, 28% opponent conversion percentage on 3rd down, and guess who's in the backfield? Peyton Wilson. Hey, Mr. Wilson.
So one thing Colandrea can't do, you've got to recognize blitz. When you may be able to tap the ball once, but a second time it needs to be gone somewhere. There's Wilson coming on a blitz. It's an all-out blitz by the linebackers coming from everywhere, and then you just got to throw it. You got to find a matchup you like, believe in it, and let the receiver win for you.
That is now 10 tackles in the game for Wilson. 17th double-digit tackle game of his Wolfpack career. Two return men for NC State. Fair catch is called for and made at the 20 by Coit. A 36-yard punt. Wolfpack ball. Brennan Armstrong in the offense back out there when we come back. Beat the 49ers. That was the year the 49ers won the Super Bowl 2013. Peyton Manning returned to play the Colts, and again, not quite on that level, but Brennan Armstrong, the quarterback at NC State, spent 5 years at Virginia. He rewrote the UVA record book. 2 years ago, he put together the best passing season statistically.
Pretty good quarterback peeked in here and said hello to us, Sean Moore, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Heck of a player here at UVA. And
Seen on the screen, and Cohen King cleans it in the backfield.
He can play anywhere they need him in the secondary. He's played safety. He's their best cover man. They finally decided to leave him out at corner, and he has had one heck of a time playing out there. Nice tackle in the open field to bring up third down.
Armstrong 12 of 22 tonight. Pocket collapsing. Armstrong submerged.
Credit James Jackson. He comes right up the middle of the formation. The center and the guards don't put a hand on him. It's the back that finally gets him. But at that point, he's already disrupted the protection and has already gotten the attention of Brennan Armstrong. And then all of a sudden, here comes the help. Nice job by James Jackson there.
So now Noonkester will punt from his own end zone. He had a 67-yard boom earlier in this game.
Another good
punt. Davies, fair catch, and it's made at the 36-yard line. 54 yards on the fly from Noonkester. Rain falling like great pencil shavings. ACC opener. Getting a bit chippy in Charlottesville. Baumui, that's Peyton Wilson getting into it with Burnish.
Go messing with those offensive linemen, man. D linemen, O linemen, leave them alone.
Virginia empties it out on first down from its own 37. Five-man pressure. Washington on the screen. He's got room to run. Gets past Wilson. Washington down the sideline. Pushed out of bounds inside the 5.
What a block by Mikael Boley out on the corner. Big left tackle, 52. He's going to clear it out, and that gives a nice little alley for Malik Washington to do his thing. But it all started with the left tackle, Boley, getting out there in space and cleaning it out. Boy, the coaches here at Virginia, they speak so highly of Boley that they know or figure he is going to be the next Virginia offensive lineman in the NFL. Started as a true freshman.
Injured NC State player on the near sideline. We'll step aside. First and goal, Virginia from the 1. A 60-yard reception by Malik Washington has given Virginia first and goal. They changed the spot. They spotted it at the 4-yard line, and on first down, it's a run.
And Sean Brown off the edge. One of the safeties playing close to the line of scrimmage was able to get in the backfield and stop pace. Actually may have lost a yard. Well, I got to thank you. This tee that you broke out's pretty good.
The cinnamon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice job with that. And thanks for sharing.
More next week. Wood in motion. Second down and goal. Colandrea keeps pressure coming from Fordham. Colandrea on the move, and down he goes. Didn't get there, lost a yard. It's third down and goal. Is this
the wrong way
territory?
As Virginia right now.
Andre, is this 4-down territory?
It's a good question. I think you should, because it's a one-score game. If if they were down by 10, I'd say go ahead and kick the field goal and draw it within one score. But yeah, I'm down here. I'm trying to nail it in while I'm down here.
Kobe Pace, who played for Tony Elliott at Clemson, is the running back. Colandrea to the air. Flushed. Throws it away.
Well, I don't know if that was a wet ball or what, but it got away from Anthony Colandrea. And Tony Elliott's going to send, it looks like, his field goal unit on to the field.
Will Bettridge will come on for the kick. He wears number 41 to honor his late teammate Deshaun Perry. They went to Gulliver Prep in Miami together. From 21, the field goal good. It's 14-10. Malik Washington tonight, third straight game with 100+ receiving yards. Just the third receiver in Virginia history to do that. He had his sights set on another number, a bigger number.
I'm mic'd up. I need you to say something for me. Hey, man. We went for 149 yards last week. This week, 200. You need it. You need it. Would have win. You need it. Oh, what's that? That's number one priority. That's number one priority.
And throw the dub in there with it. Got to have the W along with the 200 yards receiving.
200.
Well on his way.
And the dub. Think of it this way. He's got 137 yards receiving. Gets about 5 more. He will have set a career high in receiving yards for a third consecutive game. NC State now has both its return men at the 15. They wave Kendrick Raphael back to the 10. 34-year-old Ganyard to Raphael. And upended inside the 15. All that, Andre, was by design. They didn't want to kick it out of the end zone. You saw a couple of those sky.
Yeah. You believe in your coverage unit. Go ahead and kick it short and let them make a play. Eli Wood, bring in some wood.
Yeah, you saw them try to do that earlier. Featured games on ESPN Plus Saturday. West Virginia and Texas Tech. Big 12 opener for both. Florida coming off that big win against Tennessee will play host to Charlotte. All right, your Houston Cougars at home against Sam Houston.
I got my first collegiate start against Sam Houston.
How many
Bearcats? 236. What a tackle. Excellent open field tackle by Malcolm Green.
This Virginia defense now playing with fire.
Yeah, they are starting to fly around a little bit.
Empty set on 2nd and long. From the 9, Armstrong. And that is close to the original line of scrimmage. It brings up 3rd down.
When you're going to play man-to-man in East, you better be a good tackling team in the open field. 2 consecutive plays where Green and Sanker have been right there in coverage, step for step with the receiver, and then when they catch it, they are down immediately.
3rd catch for Rosner. 5 wide. 4-man twist. Armstrong throws behind Hussein, and the Wolfpack will punt.
Chico Bennett along with Famui. Two guys getting it done on that defensive line. Didn't have to blitz to get the pressure. They brought just a 4-man rush, and Bennett and Famui going to force a punt here, and looks like Virginia may have some good field position.
Noonkester has been a weapon today in the punt game. A chance here for Davies. He'll let it bounce. Fields it on a bounce. For 10 years, ESPN has supported the College Football Playoff Foundation, bringing the college football community together during Extra Yard for Teachers Week to celebrate and honor great teachers. Since its inception, the CFP Foundation has recognized more than 1 million educators. For more, follow @CFP Extra Yard. And for more, here's Kark.
Yeah, Anish, Malik Washington told me one of his strengths is learning systems fast and teaching others, and his mom Vivian had a big influence on him in terms of the way he sees things. She's a 5th grade school teacher in Georgia and taught him a lot about processing. Also, he had to earn everything at home. He told me no ball until that room and house was spotless.
Meanwhile, Malachi Fields back shoulder catch, a gain of 30. Andre, tell the viewers at home what you told me after Virginia's last drive. You said if NC State is going to drop,
if NC State is going, if Virginia's going to throw tunnel screens, then NC State needs to back away. Show the blitz and then back out of it. And if you're UVA, show the tunnel screen, fake the block and release the guy that's going to block and go ahead and hit him over the top. All of a sudden, here they come, getting to shots down the field.
On the ground, Hollins, not much. Back to the line of scrimmage. And that's the chess match now in this game.
Now all of a sudden, the offense and defensive coordinators trying to anticipate what the other's move is going to be. And so the play that's been used for UVA is that tunnel screen. When you decide, or NC State's decided to blitz, bring 5 or more, 6, 7 defenders, and they've got 6 creeping up right now. The tunnel screen has been the answer for Virginia. And they are showing the blitz right now, these 3 backers.
Here they come. Quick out, it's caught.
Guess who?
Washington again, a yard shy of the marker, and he's now set a career high in receiving yards 3 games in a row.
And it's not rocket science. When you find a matchup that you like or a receiver that you like and you're going to keep doing it, you're going to keep blitzing me, well, guess what you're telling me? You got man-to-man on the back end of this blitz. All I got to do is hold the football and allow Malik Washington to run his route. I'm going to deliver it and beat you with this every single time. So I have an answer for when you blitz. I'm going to hold up in protection, allow a route to develop. He's got to quicken his route up, and they've been able to do exactly that. And guess who? Peyton Wilson again with a tackle.
I don't know if Kobe Pace got there. He is going to be a little shy. 4th down.
So close.
Virginia lines up to go for it.
Just quick snap, quarterback sneak, get behind. Big Brian Stevens, Noah Josie, and Ty Furnish.
And they are bringing the kick team on, to the chagrin of this crowd. 4th down and 1.
I think I'd be playing for the lead here if I'm Tony Elliott, trying to put a touchdown on the board as opposed to a field goal with in these conditions with the rain.
They will think about it. It would have been a 36-yard attempt for Bettridge. 14-10, timeout Virginia. 2:29 to go. A 4th and less than a yard.
We haven't got all the push, the necessary push at certain points in this game tonight, but this is one where I think I'd roll the dice. Just go under center, quarterback sneak this baby. That's the old saying, if you can't get a yard, you don't deserve to win.
It's only a yard.
Only a yard. In this case, it's less than that.
And you've got some confidence now. Virginia's defense has been flying around now these last 2 defensive possessions in the third quarter.
Hold true and send the kicker Bethridge right back out there.
Why do you think they chose to kick? Is it lack of trust in the freshman quarterback?
Yeah, and the conditions maybe, but I'm trying to get traction to get the necessary push for the first down.
It'll be a 36-yarder. Bethridge hit from 21.
Ooh.
1-point game.
Hits the upright and goes through. Just hits it and skips in.
Chicago Bears on line 1. That was a double doink, right?
That's right.
2 games to kick off your week 4 college football tomorrow on ABC. Number 4 Florida State. The last time they beat Clemson, right? Jameis Winston was the quarterback.
Some pretty good quarterbacks playing in that one.
Yeah, Jordan Travis off to a great start. And then Colorado against Oregon. Deion Sanders has been talking about his team needing to play.
Don't count the Buffs out.
60 minutes. How about Shedeur Sanders, second nationally in pass yards?
That's like watching a reality show in real time. Is that what we were talking about last week?
Yeah.
That Colorado football team love what they're doing in Boulder. Can't take your eyes off them.
No. A lot of America was up until 2:30 in the morning to watch Colorado State. Another short kick. And a fair catch is called for. Tonight's Player Spotlight brought to you by Cracker Barrel. The freshman KC Concepcion, he set a career high in receiving yards last week with 62. Yeah. He's got 61 already.
5 targets to 4 receptions, but tell you what, when the game gets close, you got to find your playmakers, and he has established in this one that he is every bit the playmaker.
Here comes Michael Allen, sophomore with a big hole, and run out of bounds across the 40 by Sanker. NC State's first 2 drives of this third quarter were 3 and outs.
Yeah, you talked about it, Allen, showing that straight line speed. They do a nice job up front. And where they're getting the most success in terms of running the football is behind Cooper and Belton, the left guard and left tackle, respectively.
Back to the ground. Allen upended. Maybe a half yard on the play. Jackson and Robinson combined on the tackle. James Jackson's been flying all around the field.
And so did Belton then, because he just pancaked one of these, one of the defenders for Virginia. But Tavon Kyle was the recipient of that block by Belton as he pulled around from that left tackle spot.
Armstrong to the sideline, quick out, and it's caught right at midfield. A gain of 7, a little short of the marker. Concepcion again. That is his 5th catch, and he's now set a career high in receiving yards.
About a play late, wasn't he? Just talking about him, and all of a sudden, he is a play later, making a catch to get him to 3rd and short.
Producer Chris Damiani couldn't quite piece that together. Armstrong, quarterback keeper, first down. Wolfpack, maybe, yes, he got it.
Gerard in on the tackle from his safety spot, making a start today. Nice job coming up. Tell you what, both defenses in space, tackling well in space today. Especially the second half here for Virginia.
The 2 Charlotte natives, Rooks and Concepcion in the slot. Virginia brings 4. Down the seam, a strike. First down, and then some. Concepcion to the end zone.
Boy, he heard us talking about him in the player spotlight. Decided I better take it up a couple of notches. Nice job by Brennan Armstrong to find him on an in route across the middle of the field. Safety misses the tackle, and it's off to the races. Not many are going to catch that young man. Oh, nice job of running after the catch.
And for a Wolfpack team looking for playmakers at the receiver position, they might have a gem in freshman KC Concepcion. Remember, Thayer Thomas gone, Devin Carter gone, Darrell Jones gone. A question as to who would step up. Well, it's been number 10. And Andre, I go back to Virginia's decision. Tony Elliott, 4th down and less than a yard. You're playing for 3. All right, you get 3, you make it a 1-point game. NC State comes back, gets aggressive on offense. They get a touchdown, so now you're down 8.
Yeah, Porter Rooks. If I'm Concepcion, you got to go over to your wideout partner and tell him, hey, thanks a bunch, because he threw a block that freed up Concepcion to get in the end zone. I don't know if he gets there without the block. He might have, but it was still one heck of an effort on the outside by Porter Rooks.
No chance here for Washington. Week 4 on ACC Network. I got a trivia question for you, Andre. Syracuse is 3-0 in back-to-back seasons. Who was Syracuse's running back the last time they were 3-0 in consecutive seasons? Heisman winner.
Ernie Davis?
Ernie Davis. 1959-1960. BC and Louisville. We get the Cards on Friday night in Raleigh next week. Louisville's 3-0. Jeff Brom off to a strong start in his first season in Derby City. And then UNC and Drake May at Pitt in the nightcap. Colandrea now to the air. Eyes downfield. Checks down to Hollins. And everywhere you look, 11 and white is there. Peyton Wilson, the first to say hello.
A nice job as well by Hollins.
We like touchdowns, but hey, we'll take whatever we can get. Hey, it's basically a 1-score game with a 2-point conversion. We got to get some stops, and we got to go win the 4th quarter.
Wide receiver Malik Washington, career high 145 yards. Why has he been so successful tonight?
He's just very dynamic, very slippery. He's making the routine play, and then after he makes the catch, he's making guys miss.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
And he's checking back in right here. And on 3rd down, they may need Malik Washington to touch the football.
Similar scenario, Andre, to last week against Maryland. Virginia down a score going into the 4th, and then interception, 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 lost fumble. Next thing you know, blowout.
Here comes the blitz.
On the screen, that might be a flag on
Gotta be.
White.
Yeah.
And here it comes.
Has to be. He got there a little bit early, bumped the receiver, and that's going to be pass interference and an automatic 1st down for Virginia. Looking against Jaden Gibson was Aiden White, and they try to run another tunnel screen against the blitz. Start up the field and come underneath.
The spot of the foul.
And
Automatic 1st down.
Looks like Washington might have missed the block, because he's supposed to go out and block on the corner, but thank goodness he missed it because White interfered. It's going to keep this Virginia drive alive.
White was about a half step slow. That's one of the best quarterbacks in the ACC. First team all-conference a season ago. NC State brings pressure again. Colandrea's got time. Launches for Washington. He can't get there.
You think the rain doesn't play a part in this? It just kind of slipped out of his hand. And that forced him, as it was slipping, to put just a little bit extra on it.
and it's a little bit long. No, zero blitz there, no, and zero. Basically, you're telling the safeties, there's no safeties in the middle of the field. Everybody's locked on man. Everybody else is coming. And I mean, that one, that could have been showtime right there.
On 2nd and 10. Colandrea picks up about 3, 3rd down.
Big collisions going on. C.J. Clark running into Kobe Pace. I don't know if Pace wants to take on the big 305-pound nose tackle. That's not a fight I'd pick.
Middleweight, heavyweight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super heavyweight. That's right. At 3 when you go over 300.
4-man twist. Colandrea in trouble and sacked. That time they only brought 4, but got home.
I think he's just looking to move a little bit too much and too quickly.
Red Hibbler, JUCO transfer, is down.
Just 4-man rush. They bring the ends inside and the tackles go outside. They call that an ET stunt. And they're able to get home in doing so.
An area where NC State felt they had an advantage tonight as Hibbler walks off the field is on special teams. Hasn't really played out that way, but 2 dangerous return men in Coit and Gray.
Good punt.
Gray from inside his own 20. Breaks free. Down the sideline, and a flag at the end of the play.
Usually in that area, holding or a block in the back, which will affect the field position on this play by Julian Gray that he provided.
Legal block in the back by number 85 of the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Penalty on Anthony Smith. It's NC State ball. 12:52 to go in regulation. Was Brennan Armstrong tonight. First game back in Charlottesville, where he enjoyed a standout career at Virginia. Hands it off to Michael Allen. Now he's with the Wolfpack. And NC State on the road looking to start 1-0 in conference play. They've got an 8-point lead. Virginia winless on the season and winless since a road win at Georgia Tech last October. Remember, their last 2 games of 2022 canceled. Armstrong looking for Concepcion. Jackson almost got there for Virginia. 3rd down.
He has been around the football a lot this evening. James Jackson's made some nice plays. Smart player, which is why he's always in the right place at the right time. But he practically ran that route with KC Concepcion.
Armstrong rolling out. He'll run. And he's got a first down for NC State before Cam Robinson subdued him.
What a job by Anthony Belton, the left tackle. That's how Brennan Armstrong's going to get the corner. He'll wash everything down inside, and then his quarterback can get outside, and now he's got just a lot of green grass in front of him while he picks up the first down. Number 74 is getting it done tonight.
Armstrong maneuvering the pocket, hit from the backside.
You know what I'm going to tell him if I'm Belton? I can't block him all night. At some point, the ball's got to come out. Diatta
who is the pass rusher, peels off Belton as Armstrong's trying to go up the field and finally gets home. But Belton had him just locked up until Armstrong decided to go up the field right back into the area where Deotta was working.
Armstrong keeps on the zone read. And it'll bring up a 3rd down. Chico Bennett with the tackle.
You hear that adage about he plays quarterback like a linebacker. There was no slide whatsoever in that last play when he got picked up the 1st down. He was just going to take whatever lick was going to be thrown at him. And you could see him just tense up as he got around Virginia defenders.
DeMarcus Jones is the running back. Virginia drops 7. Armstrong floats it down for Concepcion, covered by Sanker, and it's 4th down. The Virginia defense gets a stop.
Well, they give up 1 3rd down conversion, but good coverage on the back end, and they're able to once again get themselves off the field defensively, and 1 score separates this game from being tied up. I don't know about you, but Davies, since he muffed that early, the first punt of the game, he has not looked comfortable back there.
We get a flag. Yeah, he's been tentative a couple of times.
Offense.
Letting the ball
22.
bounce.
5-yard penalty. 4th down.
When he should have fielded it, that was the difference in about 12 yards of field position. Other times he's had to field it because it hit a Virginia player on the fly, and he had to cover it up. But he just hasn't looked totally comfortable backfield and punch tonight after that first one.
Special teams has been an issue for Virginia through 3 games. Davies signals for a fair catch, lets it bounce. And that might have been a live ball, may have hit somebody amidst the chaos. 42-yard punt, no return. And again, Davies backed away from the football, but it's Virginia ball. Down by a score, 10-18 to go. Andre, you talked about Ethan Davies being tentative, and here he doesn't come up to fair catch. This punt almost results in a turnover.
And it looks like it hits Harrison, just kind of grazes him, and luckily another Virginia player jumps on it. Now you get coached up by the head coach. Hey, you got to fair catch those. Got to make sure you catch them. You're costing us field position and almost the ball going back to North Carolina State.
Kobe Pace finds the landlocked navel of that Wolfpack defense. A yard.
You look at it, the difference in this game. First half, UVA averaging just about 3 yards a carry, maybe a little bit more. Second half, 0.9. Cannot run it in the second half of this game. Also, red zone trips. NC State, 2 red zone trips, 2 touchdowns.
Colandrea looking for somebody. YOLO ball for Field. Tipped. And intercepted by Brown.
What a play. He had the big receiver Malachi Fields open and didn't put enough under it. You got to set your feet, just put it out there as he's being pressured, but set your feet and you can throw that accurately. You've got the defender that was chasing you. He's beaten. That's just a heck of a play right there. Fitzgerald is the defender that tips it in the air, and it's Brown, Sean Brown, with the interception.
And that is conclusively a catch by Brown, the first pick of his career. Remember, he was inserted into the starting lineup when Jakeen Harris went down, and he comes up with what could be a game-changing pick. Albert Mims, the big redshirt junior, he's the power back.
When you know Colandrea is going to be a heck of a player, but he's got to start growing up a lot faster, because last week
He's rocking along, playing the game of his like one-score game, and he throws 3 picks in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter tonight, rocking along, one-score game. There's the first interception.
Tony Elliott hopes that's it. Here's Mims, and he might have enough for a first down. He does.
Now this offensive line of NC State, they've got things kind of on par when McMahon went out at center with that lower leg injury, having to move Cooper over and Carter into Cooper's spot. And they're finally starting to play, and there's some chemistry going on. Robert Anae, the play caller, feeling pretty good about things right here.
Allen looking for the edge. Lost yardage. I like what Dave Doran told us when we asked him about why Robert Anae, because if you've seen NC State over the years, what Anae does offensively from afar looks like such a departure for what NC State liked to do on offense. And Dave Doran said, listen, we had to look ourselves in the mirror and say we needed to evolve offensively.
Yeah.
And Doran said when he prepared for other teams and Anae was on the other sideline, he hated it. And he said we wanted to give other teams that same conflict and that same stress test of preparing for a Robert Anae offense. And then they got Brennan Armstrong, who throws that one incomplete. Armstrong was a highly coveted transfer. Auburn, Wisconsin, Oklahoma State were all in the mix, but you've got an offensive coordinator in Robert Anae who you had a lot of success with here at Virginia.
And he wants the ball moved around. Robert Anae, so that's why you have a bunch of different receivers, but he will also at times feed the hot hand like he's been doing with KC Concepcion tonight.
4 receivers set on 3rd and 11. Virginia rushes 4. Armstrong lets it fly into coverage. Incomplete for Gray. NC State wanted a flag.
This play on the back end by Dre Walker, the true freshman. Another Virginia true freshman that's getting some time.
What do you think, Andre? Did he get there early?
I think he's okay. He's making a play on the football, and he got there right as the ball arrived. I think it was perfectly timed by the freshman Walker.
Let's bring in our rules expert, Matt Austin. You okay with a no call?
Yeah, I am. I agree with Andre. It's pretty much bang, bang. He didn't really play through the receiver, got there, tried to get his hands on the ball. I think it's a good no call.
Noonkester's punt. Davies, fair catch, and he makes this one a 44-yard kick. Virginia's defense holds. They give the offense another chance with 7:34 to go. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Ram Trucks. Virginia, through 3+ games, has only managed 3 fourth-quarter points.
Hey, it's Friday night. Buckle up, baby. It's going to be one heck of a finish.
Cavaliers have it from their own 20. Harris Jones, the running back. The freshman Colandrea, quarterback draw. Big opening. And he dives across the 35, a gain of 16.
He may still be running if not for Sean Brown grabbing him down around the ankles. Nice quarterback draw. It's set up. They get a nice block out in front. And it's the unselfish play of guys like Paris Jones leading the way for his quarterback, Colandrea.
3 receivers to the field. High snap. It's a reverse. Malik Washington. He'll run. And he goes out of bounds and will get a late hit.
They're clearly going out of bounds. And Caden Fordham is the guilty party. His playing time has increased. And the coaches told us it will continue, but plays like that,
After the player was out of bounds, go the other personal way. Foul, late hit. Defense number 10. 15-yard penalty will be added on. First down.
Let's bring in Matt Austin. Matt, player looked like he was going out of bounds. What'd you make of that call?
He was going out of bounds, and he was even giving himself up. He slowed down the last couple steps. Definitely got a foot down out of bounds before he got shoved. You know, he could touch him. Just don't give him that last big shove.
Yeah. On first down, Colandrea has room to run. Angles across the 30. He goes out of bounds. Go back to the fourth quarter of the Maryland game last week. Colandrea, there was that play early where he could have run, maybe score a touchdown. He threw it. We're watching a quarterback mature, Kark.
We are indeed, and you know what? There's some issues in the secondary for NC State. We saw Sean Brown with the pick. He filled in for Jakeen Harris after he was injured at UConn, but now two other safeties done for the night with lower body injuries. Devin Boykin, and then his replacement, Cecil Power, lower body injury as well. So he might test him through the air here, Anish.
He will here, if he can get rid of it. Into coverage, intercepted. That's Aiden White, the first team all-conference cornerback. So just when you started to see the maturity and maybe the growth from the freshman Colandrea, the fourth quarter demons surface again.
Just too late with the ball, and all of a sudden, this NC State defense starting to rise up. 2 turnovers in consecutive possessions.
Anthony Colandrea has thrown 6 picks this season. 5 have come in the fourth quarter, 3 last week, 2 tonight. Delbert Mims. Right at the 10.
This defense is keeping Virginia in it, keeping them with a chance to tie this thing up, being down 1 score, just 8 points, a touch and a 2-point conversion from maybe having us work a little bit extra, and I don't mind. Nowhere to go until tomorrow afternoon.
Afternoon, huh?
Yeah, I am sleeping in.
Brennan Armstrong trying to win his first game back at Virginia. He'll hand it off. And Mims got maybe a yard. 3rd down coming up.
Once again, 3rd down and long, the defense is created. You're talking about Colandrea. He is, in this quarter alone, 0 for 5 with 2 interceptions. Got to clean that up. I think he's talented as all get out. He's just got to stay away from the interceptions. And you don't want to change him too much as a player because you like what he gives you, but you just got to clean up the mistakes.
Armstrong cannot find an escape route.
Excellent job by the defense of holding up because they don't give up field position. So now it's going to be a little bit easier as we approach 4 minutes to put a drive together to get yourself in scoring position because you were able to take care of business in this possession defensively.
Cam Robinson, one of the inside linebackers, making the play. So Noonkester will punt from his own end zone. Davies, who's had some issues, and he's been a little tentative in the return game, waits at the 46. Davies from his own 44 has midfield and into NC State territory. There is a flag down at the very end of the play. It came all the way on the back end.
Somebody leave early.
During the kick, holding by the return team. Penalty will be 10 yards from the end of the kick. First down.
So it'll back Virginia up. And another chance, another mulligan here for Anthony Colandrea. The Virginia defense keeps giving him the ball back, keeps giving him another chance, but he's got to make better decisions.
Got to make better decisions here. He's got his receiver wide open down the field. Malachi Fields was at 2 yards behind coverage. And then this one, if you're late throwing over the middle, it's always a bad idea. Late over the middle, remember that the rest of this season and the rest of your football life. For a quarterback, late over the middle is a no-no.
Late to the sideline isn't very good either.
Well, you can get away with it more along the sideline than you certainly can throwing the ball late over the middle.
Colandrea, the last 2 games, 3 for 14, 5 picks in the 4th quarter.
For just 14 yards.
Quarterback draw. He's been dangerous with his feet, and he moves the chains.
Man, he has got a skill set that they can do a whole lot with here at Virginia. He is going to be one heck of a player for a long, long time.
The give to Pace. Charges to midfield.
And I love the tempo change right now. All of a sudden, Virginia with a little more tempo, trying to take the thinking out of it for Anthony Colandrea. He's had some big runs. The last 3 have gone for 16, 17, and 11. So that part of it he has figured out.
44 yards on the ground, a team high. On 2nd down, over the middle, and complete.
And that's what you like. That's what you like. You see him go through his progression from the right side, then back. Some progressions are high, low. Others are right to left or left to right. There, he went through it. You could clearly see it.
Colandrea finds a wide open Fields, using that big 6'4" frame to bully to the 25-yard line, a 1st down for Virginia.
A nice job by Fields of just showing the numbers, and Colandrea throwing to the number. Don't try to move the receiver in zone, put it right on him. And very few snaps of zone coverage have been played by this NC State team.
NC State will use the first of its 3 timeouts.
North Carolina State, first of the half, 32nd
1:57 to go in regulation. So now on any 1st down, the clock will stop momentarily. After tonight's Friday night affair in Charlottesville, Nicole Briscoe and Zubin Mehenti have Sports Center for you. Andre, Oregon head coach Dan Lanning will join the show. My only advice to him, do not say anything about Deion.
Don't even talk about the Buffaloes. Just talk about your team.
Ohio State, Notre Dame. That should be an epic showdown in South Bend. And then it's the wild card hunt for October. This is an appetizing weekend for college football. You got Florida State, Clemson, Colorado, Oregon, UCLA, Utah, Ole Miss, Bama,
Notre Dame.
Oregon State, Wazoo, believe it or not, both ranked. The only 2 holdovers, the leftovers in the Pac-12. Iowa, Penn State should be a good one.
We got a good one here, yet to finish.
On 1st down, Colandrea, another quarterback draw. That time, NC State able to slow him up at C.J. Clark.
Boy, if he stays inside the block, he is still running up the middle of the field at the safety. Right at the end of this run, he has got a decision to make whether to go outside or inside, and the read was clearly inside.
3-man rush. Washington, the catch. The yards after catch. Close to a 1st down. It brings up 3rd and short. Less than 90 seconds to go.
And you're not kicking a field goal here. It is 4th down territory.
On 3rd and short. Hollins hit by Jalen Scott. And he does not get there. It's 4th down.
Well, I'd like to see Colandrea pull one of those. We have not had much success in the 4th quarter of handing it off inside. But they've had plenty when he's shown it inside and pulled it, because essentially you're one-on-one with a defensive end for a yard. And so you see the defensive end is crashing down on the edge defender, Jalen Scott. You got to feel like I like Colandrea's chances of making him miss and picking up 1 yard to move the chains.
It's a Virginia team coming into the game as a team less than 2 yards per rush. Now sacks in college football do count against your rushing total, but brought up the number
68
earlier.
yards on the average the first couple of games, first 3 games of the year for Virginia on the ground.
They got 111 today, and you made the point earlier. Colandrea has been their best bet running the ball.
Yep. And so when you show, RPOs or things of that sort, go ahead and let him get on the edge and then figure out, just sprint for 1 yard, dive if you have to. But your goal, the ultimate goal here is to pick up the first down.
So you want to get on the edge?
I'd love to get him on the edge, but I would go away from Peyton Wilson because he is sitting to Colandrea's left, breathing fire right now.
Washington in motion. Colandrea sprints right. Throws. Washington the catch. Fighting for the extra yards. First and goal. Wahoo.
Smart play call by Des Kitchings because he went away from the playmaker on the defensive side, the guy that's made just about every tackle in this game for NC State, Peyton Wilson. They sprint away from him and bring Washington into the flat. Nice timing on the throw by Colandrea.
Less than a minute to go. Handoff Hollins. He does not get there. Second and goal, Virginia.
And because they haven't done it, Anish, they haven't shown it inside to Hollins and then pulled it and then sprint Colandrea to the corner of the end zone. It's there. It's very much there. Watch all the bodies crash inside, and it gives him the throw to the outside to Washington. They come right back on the play on first down, show it inside to Hollins, or actually give it to Hollins inside. And it's there for Colandrea to take and try to out-sprint the defense to the corner of the end zone. That's a heck of an effort on the back end by Washington.
Virginia used its final timeout. Second and goal. Washington has been the go-to guy. 9 catches, 168 yards. The run game outside of quarterback run has been inconsistent at best.
So if you run the ball here, you had to have called 2 plays during that timeout when you're on the sideline. So you're right back at the line of scrimmage to try to get something run. I got to believe this is a pass and it'll go in the direction of number 4.
Washington in motion. Colandrea. Corner of the end zone, incomplete off the hands of Fields. Third and goal, 39 seconds.
And you're talking about a guy in Fields who's 6'4". They love him down inside the red zone. And you're just trying to put it in a spot that's high that he can go up in the back of the end zone and try to make a play for you.
Hollins goes wide. Colandrea to Washington. Touchdown, Virginia. They're a 2-point conversion from tying the game. Now a penalty marker.
Is this roughing the passer? Well, Colandrea is down squatting, not like he doesn't like what the official said
The
to him.
ruling on the field is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 51 on the offense. 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the extra point.
Wow,
So now
it's huge.
Yeah, that's
huge. You can't do that.
Yes, it's, I don't know if he's in the face of a player, but let's see if we can find the right guard.
Looking for Ty Furnish, number 51, after the play. So now you're backed up to the 18-yard line.
Self-inflicted wounds, and he's getting an earful from the head coach. You're junior, true junior in this program. You got to know better, because essentially we have to go for 2. Let's see if we can a little headbutt. This, you can't do that. Working against Davin Van the entire game, you cannot do that. Got to keep your cool.
Now, after the two-point conversion, have at it. We're in essentially prevent here.
Colandrea looking. Throws it up for Fields. And he came down with it. More flags after the play.
And it's going to be another penalty on Colandrea for taking his helmet off, putting his hands on his hips. And he had it off. He definitely had it off. He's trying to tell the official he didn't take it off because he put it back on quickly. But no, it was very much off, and he's staring at the crowd with his hands on his hips. I mean, you just witnessed your junior right guard get popped for something dumb.
The ruling on the field, the two-point attempt was good. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on number 10 on the offense. That 15-yard penalty will be carried over and administered on the kickoff.
I want to bring in our rules analyst, Matt Austin. Matt, those last two penalties, tell me how you see that as an official.
Well, the headbutt is just a silly play. It just shows a lack of discipline. You can't do that in this kind of game. Walk up and just headbutt a guy right in front of the official. Not a good move. The helmet off here, this one is close because you see as the quarterback goes to the ground, his helmet starts to slide off. Now, what we want the players to do is come to an official, show us that your helmet's off, then you can take it off and put it back on. He just kind of continued to rip it off. So I understand exactly why he did, but again, a silly time in the game to do it.
And Andre, now you have Julian Gray, who took a kickback for a touchdown for NC State last week. You got Brennan Armstrong. You potentially have a shorter field with 2 timeouts. You may have gotten that 2-point conversion. You may have gotten the tie, but you may have left the door.
And too much time with 2 timeouts
here for NC State.
Exactly, with 36 seconds. I'm going to go back to that after the kick, the helmet with Colandrea.
Julian Gray from just inside his 20. He's got the 30. He'll cut it up the far side. Into Virginia territory. The top kick return man in the ACC through 3+ games.
And that's why
Packers set up.
And that's why they've been kicking it short all night, Anish, because they didn't want to put the ball in Julian Gray's hands. I mean, because he did exactly what they were afraid of, providing field position. It only took 10 seconds, so they have 26 seconds and 2 timeouts. All you need is a field goal to get out of here with a win. They're already across midfield.
So Brennan Armstrong, the former record-setting quarterback for the Cavaliers, has a chance to lead the Wolfpack to a win. He's got the pen last here in regulation. He'll step up and tumbles to the 40-yard line. Clock continuing to run. And now NC State calls a timeout with 19 seconds.
Timeout. North Carolina
Dave Doran.
State. Second of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Dave Doran told us his kicker, Brayden Narveson, grad transfer, said 52 and in, he feels comfortable. So you're trying to get to about the 34, 35-yard line. You're getting close. You're only about 5 yards away from the range.
5 yards away, and that's what happens when you do what Anthony Colandrea did by taking his helmet off. Matt said it's slipping off. He went ahead and took it off. I think it was the chin strap was right about at his mouth or under his nose, and he decided to go ahead and yank the helmet off, stand up and pose. I don't think it was taking the helmet. It was when he posed and just gave the muscle look that the official had no choice but to throw the flag. You give away field position when you do something like that.
19 seconds. Armstrong will run. He's got the 35. He slides. They mark him where he started the slide. That's the 32. Wolfpack trying to spike it. It momentarily stops the clock, and now the spike. So,
well, with the timeout, they could run one more here, a speed out or something quick
towards the sideline and then still take a timeout and run and get the field goal unit out on the field. But there's no doubt he was going to run the entire time. Let the pass rush set itself. Let the drops in the defense set. All we need is 5 yards to get in the field goal range.
Narveson's career long is 53. 9 seconds. Wolfpack have a timeout. Another quarterback run. Using the block from Mims to the 30. Clock stops with 5 seconds. NC State.
And Dave Doran is on the field all the way out to the logo by the ACC trying to get a timeout call.
And I think he wanted the clock to run. And now the scoreboard shows triple zeros, but a timeout was called.
Operator, please put 3 seconds back up on the game clock. Thank you.
So
North Carolina
Narveson
State has used their 3rd and final timeout of this half. This will
with
be
a chance to win it.
Timeout.
You just can't make mistakes like that, and that's just a knucklehead mistake. When you do something like that, you're talking about the right guard, Ty Furnish, creating an extra, you're able to overcome that, and then your quarterback comes right back and is posing to the crowd with his helmet off, puts NC State in a short field. You get the return by Gray, and here we are with 3 seconds left.
48 yards for the win. Kick is blocked. Flag is down.
I don't know if they went over the top of the snapper. He's pointing at Virginia, so he may have a second
Personal
opportunity.
foul, leaping, number 7 on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Replay the down.
James Jackson right in the middle. He's got to go straight up. He cannot come down.
You cannot go over the back of a player to get there.
If he just goes straight up, he may have been high enough to block it, but this is a chip shot now for Narveson.
48 yards becomes 33. The Wolfpack win it at the Horn.